Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and in today's video we're going to be completing the form DS260. This is just a sample form to show you how to go about it, and without wasting time, let's jump into the task. So we have a sample form here from the state website, the form DS260 from the state website. This is just a sample one. So to begin with, you have to fill in your case number here and press continue, and then enter your invoice. It will open this page. You'll enter your invoice number, the one you received from the National Visa Center, and then who is opening the form. You will select here whether you are the petitioner, whether you are the attorney, yeah. And then you'll fill this number here, down here, and you'll press continue. And this is just an example of the selection. And you'll go to this page. So this is a sample page. Don't forget, this page have all the information. So if you are completing a new DS260, this here is gonna be saying different. It's gonna say starting. So you're gonna click on that and it will open you to the personal page. And this is the personal page where it will require your personal information to be filled in. So you'll start with your surname, the given names, and then it will ask you, have you ever used other names? You will choose here yes or no. Your marital status, are you currently married or single or divorced? You'll fill in here. Your sex, are you a male or a female? And then date of birth, current city, state, province of birth, and country there. Then you'll proceed to save and next. Don't forget to save, because if you don't save your work, then if something happens, you can never go back to where you stopped. So if you save your work, it will take you back to the place where you stopped. So on this page here is just an example showing you how after you fill the information. So we're gonna skip that to personal information page 2. So personal information 2, select country or region of nationality, your place of birth, your origin. You put in there the document you are using, the passport, your passport number, the country where you got your passport from, the date of issue, and the expiry date of the passport. Remember, the passport have to be valid, and then to be valid before the travel or before you're filling in your DS260. Do you have any other nationality? You will select yes or no, and then save, and then next to phone, add phone to address and phone. So this is just an example. If you have two nationality, if you are dual citizen, after you fill in, it will give you a drop box so that you can fill in the other country you are from. So that's just examples. So your address page is here. So this is where you're gonna fill in your address, the full address, state, postal code, country, and when you started living in this address. So you fill it in there, and then this one is asking you, have you ever lived anywhere else? If you do a yes, then you have to fill in the same information. Another drop box will come down here. So your phone number, you fill your phone number there. Then down here, have you ever had any other phone number? You fill it down there. Your email address, have you ever had any other email address? That is there. And then you'll continue to the social media. What social media platform do you have? You'll see it here. You'll select it. You'll add how many social media if you have more than one, and then you will give them. This one is asking you, do you have any more? You'll say yes or no. You save and then you continue. Permanent address is the next page. So the next page is mailing and permanent address. Is your mailing address the same as your present address? So if your mailing address is where you currently live, select yes. If no, it's no. Permanent address. So this is where you provide the information where you intend to live when you arrive in the United States. So the person hosting you will provide you with all the details. So you fill in all the details on this part, all the way to the phone number. And then there is a question, is this address where you want your permanent resident card? If yes, yes. If no, you select no. And if you have selected no, it will give you another drop box to show you, to give you a chance to put in the address you want. So in this other page is the mailing address the same as the present address. This is just an example actually of what you've been filling, of different scenarios. So we're gonna go to, from there we're gonna just go to the family information. So after your address, the next one is the family information. So on the family information, you have your parents, your father, surname, given names. You fill them in. So if you say I don't know, it will give you this kind of a page. If you feel I don't know. So from the mailing address, the next page is the family information. So your father's name, given names, surname, given names, date of birth, city where he was born, and it will continue down, state, province, country. Is your father still alive, yes or no? Then we're gonna go to the mother's name, given names of the mother, the surname, given names, date of birth, city, state, country where he was born. Is your mother still alive? Save and go to next, to the spouse. So this page is just an example of what it looks like when you fill it in. So on the spouse page, you have the current spouse. So this is about the current spouse you have. If you had any other spouse, then it will give you that page too here in a few. So the current spouse, surname, given names, date of birth, city where she was born, state or province, country. Spouse's address is down there, occupation of the spouse, date of marriage, city of marriage, province, state, and country of marriage. Is your spouse immigrating with you, yes or no? Is your spouse immigrating to US on a later date, yes or no? You save and then go to the next page. So this one is just a continuation of showing you how you feel different scenarios. So the next page will be the previous spouse page. So let's go. So previous spouse is, do you have any previous spouse? If yes, then it will give you this drop box. If no, you'll just click save and continue. So if yes, surname of the previous spouse, given names, date of birth, date of marriage, date the marriage ended, how was your marriage terminated, and it will continue. You can explain here, down here, about that previous marriage, country, region where the marriage was terminated, save, and next to children. So do you have any kids? Yes or no? So if you have any kids and you are filling in the form DS260 and you are immigrating with them, remember each person have to fill their own form. Don't forget that. So do you have any kids? If no, save and continue. If yes, then it will give you another drop box. How many kids do you have? Fill in there. The name, surname of the kid, given names, date of birth, place of birth, state, province, country of birth. Do you live with this child? Yes or no. Is this child migrating with you? Yes or no. You save and continue to US travels. So on the travel page, the first question is, have you ever been in the US? It's a yes or no. Have you ever been issued a US visa? Yes or no. Have you ever been refused a US visa? Been refused admission to the United States or withdrawn your application for admission at the port of entry? Yes or no. Save and next. So if you said yes on the previous travel, if you have ever traveled to the US, this drop box will come out, this drop box will come up and you'll have to fill in if you have ever had an area number, yes or no, date you arrived in the United States, your end of stay, how long did you stay, if it was a visit or whatever it was, how long did you stay? Have you ever been issued a US visa? Yes, if you selected yes. Date the visa was issued, the class of the visa, B1, B2, was it an F1 there, visa number. Have any of your US visas been lost? That is where you select that, yes or no. Have any of your US visas been cancelled? Yes or no. Those are simple questions, yes or no. Save, then go to the next page about work experience and training. So on the work experience and training, it's gonna start by asking you to provide your current employment. So what is your occupation? So the example here is agriculture. You can choose whatever applies to you. And then present employer, the address of employer, and then do you have any other occupation? Yes or no. If you choose yes, then another drop box will come up and you'll have to give the information about the other occupation. And then in which occupation do you want to work in the US? You can choose whatever you intend to do. Save and continue to the next page about previous work. We're gonna go the way to the previous work you ever held. Those are just examples of different scenarios about the present work. If you choose the one that applies to you. So on the previous work, this is where we have the previous work. On this page, you will be asked what was your previous employment. So you will fill in the details there of the same, and this will be examples of what you choose, what you decide to choose. These are just examples. So additional work, training information, additional work and training information. So on this page, it will ask you, have you ever traveled to any other countries or region in the last 5 years? Yes or no. Have you ever served in the military? Yes or no. Save, continue to the petitioner's information. So this is just an additional examples of work and education according to what situation you select. These are just examples. So here we go to the petitioner's information. This is very important information. So the petitioner is, it can be yourself, it can be your father, your parents, your sister, your, whatever it is, and applies to you there. Click save and next. So if you choose further, it will give you a Dropbox. Whatever you choose on top, give you a Dropbox of filling in their information, their personal information, their address, so petitioner surname, given names, address, phone, and email address. 2 is required. If you don't have, they don't have it, just say don't apply. So save, and then next to security and background. So these are just examples of different scenarios about who is the petitioner. It can be an employer too. It can be self. You're petitioning for self. Yeah. So we go to security and background. Security and background. Medical health. We start with medical health. So on this page, they'll ask you about your medical health. Do you have any communicable disease of public health significance, such as tuberculosis? Yes or no? Do you have any documentation to establish that you have received vaccination in accordance? Yes or no? If a yes, you have to explain. Do you have any mental or physical disorder that likely to pose a threat to the safety or welfare of yourself or others? Yes or no? Are you or have you ever been a drug abuser or addict? Yes or no? Save, and then next to the criminal page. So this is just an example here of different scenario. So we are now on the criminal and background. On this page, they'll ask you question about your background so that they can see who they are dealing with. So this is for only security purpose, because of the people they bring here. Yeah, they want to make sure they are bringing the right people. Have you ever been arrested, convicted, or any offense, crime, even though subject to pardon, amnesty, or other similar action? Yes or no? These are yes or no questions, all of them. So you know about yourself. That's why it's easy to answer them. So you know about yourself. All these questions are yes or no questions. So after you're done with them, click save and then go to next. So the thing is, like, these questions are many. There are many. About the background check, there are so many questions. So you click them according to your situation. Be honest about yourself. So after the security question, page 1, you go to security information, page 2. In this page, the questions are like, are you a member of an affiliated with a communist or other totalitarian party? Yes or no? So this is asking more about who you are too. So it's just a continuation of the first part. So you save after you answer them and go to the next ones. Law and violation. So this one is another question they ask. Have you ever sought to obtain or assist others to obtain a visa entry into the United States or other United States immigration benefit by fraud or willful misrepresentation or other unlawful means? Yes or no? Have you ever been removed or deported from any other country? Yes or no? After that, we go to the miscellaneous. The miscellaneous. So this is just examples of the answers that people provide on those questions. All that is just examples. So miscellaneous information is still on background and security check. So on the miscellaneous information, they ask questions like, have you ever withheld custody of a U.S. citizen child outside the United States from a person granted legal custody by the U.S. court? Yes or no? They are just similar questions. Yes or no. You answer them according to your situation. Save and then continue to miscellaneous page number 2. This is just an example of what you answer. We go to miscellaneous page 2. Same question, continue. Are you a health worker seeking to perform such work in the United States but have not yet received certification from the Commission of Graduate of Foreign Nursing School or from an equivalent approved independent accrediting organization? Yes or no? Are you permanently ineligible for U.S. citizenship? Yes or no? Those are just the question. Are you coming to the U.S. to practice polygamy? Yes or no? Just basic question about yourself. Save. Next to social security number. That is just an example of the same. So we go to social security number. Have you ever applied for a social security number? So if you have ever been into the US, have you ever applied for a social security number? Do you want Social Security Administration to issue a social security number and card? So in this case, it's safe to say yes if you want them to issue them without you going to the office. So they will just take the information from this form and work with it. And by the time you get here, you're gonna get your social security number process instead of going to apply for it. If you say no, then you'll have to go apply for it. Do you authorize the disclosure of the information from this form to the Department of Homeland Security, the Social Security Administration, and such other U.S. government agencies as may be required for the purpose of assigning you a social security number? So this one, if you say you disclose, you authorize the disclosure, they will share the information so that they can create you a social security number. So if you say no, you have to make sure you go and do it in person, apply in person. If you say yes, they will do that, and you'll find it at home. The next page will be where this is just an example here of the previous page, the social security. If you have ever had one, then you'll have to put the numbers there. So this is a page where you sign and submit the application. So if you have completed everything, it will give you a page to review if all the information you entered is correct. Remember, this is the last page you are reviewing, and then after you find everything is correct, it will bring you to this page. Did anyone assist you to fill in the application? You read all this. This is just saying you agree to what you filled in. The information you filled in is correct, and it will ask you, are you the one who filled, or did somebody else assist you? It's a yes or no. If somebody assisted you, you say yes and you provide their details. So then you'll go down and put in your NVC case number here, your passport number. These numbers here, you enter them here just to make sure you're not a robot, and say sign and submit. So once you submit, you cannot be able to edit it. So you can only edit it on the preview page where it shows you all the information for review. So I'm assuming all the information is correct. You submitted, you save, and go to next for the confirmation page. So those are just examples of the different ways of filling that last part. So after you submit successfully, this is what you're gonna get. Thank you for your submission, and the next step to follow, you'll have the instructions there, and this is the confirmation page. This is an example of how it will look like. Yeah, I think we did everything about that. It's an easy thing to do. You just need to fill in the correct information about yourself, and it's self-explanatory. That's all I would say. Any other question, comment down there, and we're gonna get back to you and answer your question according. If you have not subscribed, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so that you continue watching more content like this in future. And until next time, see ya.